Greetings everyone, hello and welcome back to Panagos, to a city that has now finally a train system as of the last episode. In this episode we continue onwards using that train system to increase productivity and also provide electricity to my engineers and use some new productions that require electricity. So it's all about this very fundamental mechanic that is opening up the end game for Anno 1800. In this case, we have now boosted the industrial zone here completely with power, right? So the northern power plant is getting its first batch of oil now, and the southern already is working on that. Problem with that is, of course, with the increased production comes an increased consumption. When we look at that now, right here, we're producing now 52 steel per minute in surplus, which of course is ridiculous. It's way too high. I think, do we also affect the canneries? No, we're not. But the sewing machine factories, as we can see, are also producing way more now, twice as much as before, leading to a surplus of 220 tons every dockland cycle, which is great because we can export more. However, what we can also see is that the consumption for coal and iron has doubled up to -40 now, -56. This is, great and not so great. It's great because we can now stop some of these furnaces altogether, so we don't need all of them having something to produce, right? I can just pause a whole bunch of them, thus reducing my consumption rate and also my production rate. It's not really necessary at this point since it's barely affecting my balance, but still, for min-maxing we could just go ahead and pause some of them. With this, lower the steel surplus again there a bit and also even out the iron. Bear in mind though that of course we have other islands too, and with that we actually have a surplus of iron and coal now, right? So in that case we don't even need to do it with so many. Let's actually keep this one enabled there again to have a bit of a surplus steel production now. Perfect. This, in return, makes it possible for me, to build another sewing machine factory. Let's do this right over here. And by the way, I think also my beer, all my breweries, of course, are affected by this change as well, leading to a nice, comfortable surplus. Now, I don't need all of the breweries here at the moment. Let's pause 2 of them. And I will need a bit more malt and a bit more hops. Let's go ahead and get this one cracking. I do have my hops plantations further up here, and I'm going to add some 4 more of my hops plantations into this area. Just like that. Very good. And let's make 2 more up here. Now, once again, hops is really just temporary for me, so it's not really something I need to care about now. What's going on here? Why is the pirate attacking? Did we lose ceasefire again while I was planning something? Yes, we did. Let's just hope that we destroy enough of their ships so that she goes for ceasefire right away. We are probably going to lose that clipper though. A shame. It had a lot of iron in it, but I think we're still looking rather well on the iron there. We're capped anyway, so the damage is not that great. And she's definitely going to lose all of those ships. She will probably take down one of my own ships. Nothing really I can do there. There is the ceasefire, and actually she gives me money this time to go for ceasefire. How very interesting. Thank you very much. I mean, we are far ahead of her military-wise. And of course, she does not stand a chance. I mean, if she goes full attack in, we might have a look at a different output prospect there. But she's of course not doing this. Let's take some flotsam there. Pirate flotsam can be pretty great. And I would like to get all of this in. Some weapons were here. This was one of my destroyed ships. There's the iron that we just got from the clipper, so that's not really something I need. A charcutier for the slaughterhouses, moonshiner, and a miner. The miner's not that bad. Affects the mines and cement productivity by 20%. This might be something. Of course we need to replace that trade route with the muscle cracker. The muscle cracker is on its way now, getting those materials back and forth. Now let's head back to economy stuff. As we can see, space is getting rare when we look around on the map, and We of course also want to expand the city. We're capped on timber, and I would love to use that timber on some additional city districts that we have. Now, I do need to get rid of 2 types of farms now. One of them is the pig farms that we have over there, and the other one is the grain farms that we still have over there. I want to get rid of it all together. Let's just have a look at my current consumption rates. For pig, it's actually pretty great. It's at 600 tons of pigs that we would need. For grain, it's much less than that. 600 pigs is not going to be so easy to replace. But don't forget, we have a nice, comfortable surplus now of sewing machines. So let's have a look at that. And we could go with the soap, or we could go with the sewing machines. Let's go ahead with the sewing machines first and try it out. And it's really not that much, right? So let's go ahead with 700 pigs, and that's only 64 tons of sewing machines that we can change here. And the sewing machines haven't even leveled up once yet, right? So there's also a huge buffer for us to work on that. 700 pigs. I need to be absolutely sure that this works out, and this should work out then like that. We're probably also going ahead now and expand my dock area there a bit. Can we... Oh, we cannot go with another export office for the moment, unfortunately. I would love that. Unfortunately, that's not possible, so we could probably blueprint it. No, not even that. Yeah, there's not really anything we can do for the moment, except for hoping that we can upgrade more goods soon. So that's the pigs, right? We should... Are we capped on them? We're capped on them. The next trader's coming in soon. So let's say goodbye to all of my pig farms. It's a lot, right? And just with 60 to 70 tons of sewing machine surplus, we can get rid of this whole area without a problem. We are getting back a lot of farmers. We're getting back some maintenance money, and we're getting back a lot of attractiveness. This actually leveled us up right away on the attractiveness level scale, and also gave me back some 800 farmers. And that's not even all of them. There is a bit more. So this is really an epic change to Panagos, really. Getting away from the dirty pig farms, making it cleaner, more attractive, and also giving me back a lot of farmers that we can then potentially upgrade, of course. Out there in the oceans, it's once again the Admiral passing by. We have no threat from the pirate at the moment, so I can just safely get my fleet a bit over there, patrolling this area, so these smaller attacks don't happen all the time. Alright, a bunch of ruins there, but that's fine. Now we have... Wait a second. We already have the grain in it, right? Let's just check it out again. We only need about really not much, right? It's about 400 tons of grain every cycle of docklands. Let's make it 550 tons in total. This would be fine. And that's 120. With that, we are now a bit above our sewing machines production. But don't forget, we can just, you know, up the production by enabling a few more sewing machine factories and be done with it. So this is going to work out. And with that, we have, replaced quite a few goods. We are still producing too much soap for the few potatoes here. So let's go ahead and get us in some... let's make it 800 potatoes there right away to export a bit more soap. As we can see, it's still a long way for the next level, and we want to upgrade them. That's that. When is he coming in? He's coming in 2 minutes, and then we'll see the next trade happening. For the moment though, let's up my sewing machine production by 1 more. They should not be paused. No, they're not. This one here being electrified right away then, and with that having no problem whatsoever of getting all of these productions in. The southern one is also working. We're not having enough oil though, so I would also like to work on that and boost my next oil refinery. That we can do easily. Now we have some steel beams in again to get this up. Yeah, it's countering a bit the unattractiveness from the pig farms, right? So it is adding a bit of unattractiveness there again in our new industry zone. But that's what industry zones are for, adding unattractiveness. Let's actually also finish that wall over there, so that we have one cohesive wall. And in here we can then add some walls ourselves and finish that wall as well. So some gates that we can add here, right? And that would be, I think this one, we have a bunch of them. We have that one. I think we have a smaller one too. Whoa, interesting. The smaller one we cannot reuse for that, right? So if I want to make this work, we actually need a bigger distance here between them. So this will have to do for the moment. And it's kind of like an open gate. I mean, we don't really need anything else here. We could add some smaller tanks or barrels in there or perhaps a bunch of cargo, some barrels over there to add some nice industrial flavor, some pipes that we have, a shed perhaps here in the center, kind of like a checking point, right? And also a water tower and some additional crates that are lying around here, just to add some details to the overall industrial look that we want to have here. We can further add some details by adding the freight platform. That is actually something new from the Jacob's Collection mod. And with that, we can have some platform here, kind of like imitating that this is an official platform here for loading oil onto it, right? And we can do the same thing on the other side as well. Does it add attractiveness? Yeah, a tiny bit actually. It gives me a bit. Perfect. And then we have some platforms here. Right, and on the other side of these platforms, we'll then just have some buildings rounded up. And I think this is going to look very, very cute, really. Here, unfortunately, we do have one of these platforms here. But that's okay, as the mod adjusts itself to a little ramp that we have then. Now, after all of this, one problem comes to mind is that we're actually running out of canned food. This is a bit of a problem. Let's just check it out. And we do have it. It should be at 0 by now. It is at 0 by now. What is the problem here? How much do we lack? 1 ton per minute. That's not really much. With the canneries being boosted, we probably don't even need to build an additional cannery. So let's just find us the canneries here. I think there were... No, wait a second. We have the artisanal kitchens over there, right? So let's add some 3 more, and that will lead to 2 more canneries that we can add. But if they're boosted, we don't even need to do this. So let's just check them out. There they are. They are not boosted at the moment since we do lack electricity for the region still. Make this also a bit cleaner here overall, so that we have a bit more space available. This is 1 cannery then. Right, we can definitely move this cannery a bit further over. This would actually destroy the electricity that we want to have in this area. So, by the way, there is another blueprinted cannery. Perfect. We can use this as well. Make this one so we have a nice little road then, and we can extend the electricity then to other areas here. Like that one. Yeah, this will all reach it. And let's actually just build that cannery for the heck of it. By the way, we probably in this area should also build a fire station. And lucky us, we do have a nice spot available there to us, right here in the center, that provides some fire protection then to the surrounding industrial zone. Of course, with that, we do need some more cattle farms. Lucky us, we do have some space over here. Just by the tracks, we can have 2 full blocks of cattle farms. Let's just have them then also connected with my warehouses. Let's upgrade this one to have enough loading ramps available for all of them. And we'll also need some additional pepper farms. Let's build those 4 and finish the blueprinted versions. I hope we're not going to need more than that. Build a warehouse to shorten the trade routes there as well. I would actually like to continue with my industrial zone up here right away, because I think we can squeeze in those reinforced concrete factories just completely, fantastically, perfectly into this area. Let's actually make it so they look towards the trains, right? Keep a bit of a distance between them. There it is. We are going to have a nice paved road around them. And then, of course, we do need a warehouse, probably rather central, that we're going to also upgrade for all of them. And then we have the tracks going away from this area back to our normal one. And with that, we have finished this zone there. While we're at it, and we're going to need a lot of reinforced concretes, I might just, build them too. Let's build both of them and finish this. And with that, I only need another limestone deposit. We are not using all of them yet, right? We're using this one there. There is another one available, plus a zinc deposit. And yeah, let's have the warehouse then in between, because we're going to, of course, exploit both of them. I'm going to like this zone here. That's one area, and then we still have a bit of room here and a bit of room here to continue the expansion of, yeah, let's say a bit more dirty industry that we can have up here in the mountain zone. Finally, there's also a bit of oil coming in now finally to the northern power station to finally also boost especially my steel beams production. This is the important thing, as steel beams is still a bit lacking. We're producing now 13 per minute. That's pre-electrification. Now we're electrifying it, and now that surplus goes to, yeah, well, it's actually going to be more than that as the efficiency still climbs up. We're also going to produce a bit more than that. And with increased steel production, we can already go ahead and once again activate some of these furnaces here. Let's stick with 3. Of course, there's still the problem with the ore. The iron ore is still capping, the coal is still capping. We're getting this in from other islands too, and also from the docklands, of course. This increased input can lead to a higher steel output. So let's just activate 2 more to just play it safe here. Now, while all of that is working, I would like to work a bit on my engineers' happiness right over here. Problem is, well, we have not really focused on happiness for them for a while. The bank was the last one. Next up would be the penny farthings. That's actually a production that requires electricity to function at all. Before we can build this new production though, what we're going to need is caoutchouc. Now, caoutchouc is something you can also import with the docklands way later. For now though, we need to, well, span our attention once again to Manola, my quaint colony right up here, for that additional production. While we're here, we can also check if we produce enough coffee, because I'm pretty sure we are very close to not doing this anymore. It's only at +4, so I might just, while I'm here, also buff up my coffee production. And we do have, of course, these coffee plantations right over there. Let's also give them a nice new warehouse and have another farmer area then up here opening up for us. This will lead to a few more coffee roasters that we need in the area. So let's build those 2, leading to no obrero workforce left anymore that we have right now. That's fine though. The other thing is though, I need Honolero workforce, because that will open up then the caoutchouc plantations. Also, yeah, the hacienda is still looking a bit weak, right? Let's go ahead and start building that. I've neglected my hacienda there for a while, and we do have the Honolero quarters and the Obrera quarters. I can actually do both of them. Around the main building, I would probably like to focus a bit on the main buildings, right? So the Obrero main buildings that we have here. Let's also keep a bit of a distance here. This is purely for cosmetics, right? I mean, we're getting some Obreros in, of course, from these, but it's not like I absolutely need them in huge quantities, right? Go ahead and also give them a special entrance just where this tiny gate is here. That we can, well, you know what, we have enough. Let's also upgrade this one right away to some proper bricks. A bit closer to the farmland, we might then also have some Honolero quarters. That would be up here. This can be in higher density if we want to. Still not, I would not overdo it here though, right? Because it does look a bit sterile after a while, so let's rather use them a bit cautiously there. We can also have some solitary one here, just in between, and of course they're going to have some field roads next to them to fill in the quarters. These guys here do need a chapel, so we might provide a central chapel. That we could have right here behind my main building, right? I would like to, yeah, put some ornaments on that though. We could also have it a bit more in the green area. Let's do this right over here. And I think those guys here do need a boxing arena right from the start. They do. So this is also something we can provide. Have it on the other side of that hacienda. And once again, I would like to use the textures of the building themselves to provide some proper entrances. This actually should be a double entrance there. Right, and the chapel that we have over here, providing then the coverage to make these people happy and also more abundant for us. Let's go ahead and, yeah, actually just copy this one to have it over here as well. I mean, we could even make it better, I think. You know what? Let's get rid of this special entrance that we have there. Move them, oops, move them down a bit, please. Like so. to once again add some palm trees in between to make this area a bit greener looking as well on top of everything. Here we can just go ahead with another main road. This is a main road that leads to the harbor industrial zone then, so I definitely intend to keep this one like that. And we can then just go ahead and copy this block if I want to. Right over here next to my boxing arena. And we keep that main road there intact. This adds some more obrero workforce again that we can then use. Now with that, we could implement a new mechanic here, which would be the fertilizers. Unfortunately, they need steam motors. We don't have that at the moment. So we're going ahead with the caoutchouc. And since I'm intending to get caoutchouc for quite some time, what I will need to do is I will need to implement the fertilizer silos right from scratch from the beginning. So there it is. And we're going to blueprint them right next to them. They're going to need a bit of space in addition, right? Right now I cannot use anything with them. And we're going to say crop selection, go for the caoutchouc. They're going to have a bit of a change one, and they really don't need a lot of farmland. Look at that. This would be the only space that one of these requires. That is a huge saving grace to the previous version, right? And we can then have them on the other side as well, lining them up a bit. Of course, we will need to rework some of the caoutchouc field demands here. Like that. And then we have another one here. I think that was all of it already. With those tiny fields in between. And then we have another dirt road going all the way up here. And having another farmland. Now we are going to need the total amount of penny farthings right now is at 2. We can produce actually 4 per factory per minute, which is a lot. That means we don't need to consume 4 caoutchouc per minute. That needs, I would probably like to produce 8 per minute right now, just to stay on the safe side. And those farms basically don't cost me anything, right? So we can build one of them here. Let's actually get rid of the fertilizer silo there. Otherwise we're building it without using it. That would be a shame. I just want the space really for them. Let's build those 4 here with their corresponding fields. And let's have that warehouse also being upgraded here right away. That has a beautiful eerie feeling to it. Manola at night. Alright, with those 4, we are now producing 4 caoutchouc, of course. And we can further go ahead now and build... Oops, I totally forgot about this one. Together with its corresponding silo then. I will need to make a bigger turn with this road because we of course need a bit of space here. And there we have then the remaining fields, right? And with that, we can finish this block now all together and build all of them as well. Almost cost me nothing really. 25 in production upkeep and only 10 obreros, jornaleros. It's really a low-key production here that we have. Though a cute one looking at that. With this, we don't need a new trade route. Yes, I would like to have a dedicated trade route for caoutchouc, as the volume is only going to increase, and for higher volume products, I do want to have dedicated trade routes. And this would be caoutchouc. And we can make this row full. And we should have another clipper ready for this mudlark starting now in Panagos. So by the time it arrives in Manola, we will already have the first batch of caoutchouc incoming. Or ready for shipment, right? And there it's leaving now for quite a long trade route there, because getting to the new world takes time, of course. And we can see that the city is growing still in all its glory. Looking also a bit more dirty than ever before, but that's part of an industrial city that we are now. So we are really totally moving away from any kind of agrarian production. We still have those grain farms here. I don't need them anymore, so let's get rid of them and save the production, the workforce, the space. Just fantastic overall. We don't still need some 2 more mold houses if I want to make this work. And mold is also something that I'm probably not going to have forever, right? So we're basically lying it out here in the outskirts right now. And as we can see, it's kind of like merging together then with my city district. So here we still have some space now, and we can definitely add a few more people that are living then here closer to the train. Let's move that. Fire station. Why could I have you? Probably somewhere here. And then we have some blocks in its surrounding. And here we can keep a bit of a distance there to the tracks by adding also some temperate growth. We can continue with that new production that I'm planning. Let's have a look at my power plant, because I want to do 2 things here. First of all, I think we don't really have a direct connection to the upper. There is still this... do we need that weapon factory? Alright, we can move all of this up a bit. Same goes with that glass, to have a direct connection here that goes down to the other district. So then I can move this a bit inside again. Right. Upgrading these main avenues costs me a bit, but it's going to be worth it. Let's just make this one here finished to the docklands. And this will lead to this whole area also now being electrified. And this is where the new production comes in, the penny farthings. I think there is an item that we can use then, combining the sewing machines and the penny farthings into one production area. I only need 2 of them for the moment, or I'm only planning for 2 of them for the moment. So... that's going to be fine. Let's actually make them so that the road connects. And this road goes around them, right? And that's only 1. We're only needing really 1 for the moment. And I'm waiting until we get the caoutchouc in, and then we can activate that for some bicycles, which will make my engineers quite happy. There is another product that we still need, and that is the light bulbs. For that, we do need another dirty production, you might say, which is the filament factories. So let's have a look at my light bulb production. It only really needs filament and glass. Glass is something that we, especially once we electrify it, we have a nice surplus of that. It's at 8 per minute right now. And we can use this to our advantage because we can build up to 8 light bulb factories. We do need 1 only per minute right now. So I'm calculating with, let's say, 4. So that would lead to 4 filament factories that I need ASAP, and up to 8 at some point, even though they can be improved by electricity, thus reducing their production time. Let's have a look and have them probably, over here, just where we have our brick factories already. I would like to have a bunch of them lined up. And 6 sounds fine to me for the moment. Let's have them over here. Let's also build them a warehouse then as well. I don't have any fire protection out there, so we might also just add this one to the bunch. And probably also, if they try to go with free speech, blah, 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 we might also provide something to counter that problem, which is a police station. Let's build both of them as well. Let's build the warehouse. And then we're probably going ahead and build, about 2 of them for the moment. This will now right away ramp up my coal consumption, but we should still have a nice coal production surplus. Let's just check it out. It's not there anymore, so we might also need to get coal in with the docklands, because we're starting to cap here. I'm already boosting them by 50%. And on my other islands, are we already using the 4 here? Oh, they have a full output storage. We're capped on coal for the moment. Look at that. So I don't need to worry about it one tiny bit. That's fine. Yep, that's that. And we have this island here too with 1 more coal deposit. That's that. And also Tovi is trying to ride against us. But we have a commute pier here. I don't even need that village anymore, honestly. So we might just get rid of it. We'll just see what we do with that. And of course we do have some materials, so I would like to also have some city development in between. Let's build us a bunch more engineers, especially around the bank here, leading to probably quite a nice population or income boost. And as we can see, quite a lot of them can be upgraded right away here in the high developed zone, as I like to call it. And we have 1,000 farmers. We could also use that to upgrade them. Probably have, yep, a whole bunch of them over here. So these are people that usually, or that worked previously in the pig farms on the grain fields. And now we don't need them anymore. We need more industry. We need more workers. And thus, we have a bit of a transition here in my population once more. From farmers to more workers to more artisans. We have 1,400 workers. I might also go ahead and just upgrade the whole bunch. This one here is lacking what? A marketplace. We have it down here. So let's just temporarily build as a marketplace here until we can upgrade it. Because artisans don't need marketplaces. There's also a few more farmers here. That's looking rather fine now. And I think on the other side here, we might also go ahead and upgrade the whole bunch of workers here. With that, we already used 1,000 timber again, just for upgrades, right? Leading to a nice balanced surplus of 30 now. Probably going to need now 2 light bulbs per minute with the increase here. Oh, still not even that, right? But the penny file things is at 3 now. So one factory is almost fully utilized then soon with all these upgrades here. That's going to take some time again for all these people to move into the proper positions, into the houses. The production ramps up. I'm still waiting for that caoutchouc, and then we can continue onwards here with some new productions. Hooray! Stay tuned.